that tricep hang. All right, so are there any baseball fans out there? Because I think you have one more new one sitting right here. What a game that was last night. Game 7. I mean, first of all, what's that saying people always say? The two best words in sports, game 7. Um, a lot of times it don't actually live up to the hype, but it did last night. And I've never, like, honestly, I've never been the biggest baseball fan. I just not I don't not like it, but it's never one of my top favorite sports to play or watch either. Kind of like in the middle somewhere. Um, but what caught my eye and what kind of grabbed my attention was, I hope I say his name right, Shohei Otani. I've been seeing all this talk about how he's maybe the greatest of all time and how he's doing things that no one has ever done. And anytime I hear that kind of talk, no matter what it is, no matter what field it is in, it always grabs my attention because I don't know, I'm a fan of just watching great people do great things, but even one step further than that, watching them do things that are, said to be impossible or just that no one else has done. Um, kind of, that old cliche going against all odds, you know what I mean? But I don't know, I've always been a fan of that. Maybe that's because that's what I aspired and really what probably everybody aspires to. Um, so yeah, when I hear all this talk about him doing things no one else has done, I think he pitched a this was before the World Series, but where I first saw it is where he pitched that complete game, only allowing like 2 hits the whole game and hit 3 home runs in it. Um, and I don't think that's ever been done, at least to that level, maybe. Uh, so I seen that, and then luckily for me, I actually started watching the World Series, and what do you know? It turned out to be, and I hear people saying this too, turned out to be one of the greatest World Series in maybe the last 25 years or longer. And I just happened to tune in, a guy who hasn't watched, I haven't watched an MLB game in probably fucking over 10 years. Lucky me, I guess I get good intuition there, but I just tuned in and happened to watch it, and it was fucking great. But to kind of tie that into lifting, it's the same thing, like watching a Chris Bumstead do what he did, or where it all started, not started, but where really kind of bodybuilding took off with Arnold Schwarzenegger doing the great things that he did. Um, I'm just a fan of people doing. I mean, is it fair to really say impossible things if they did it? I mean, I guess not, but at the time, maybe it was considered impossible, or just kind of maybe people reaching too far. Something that maybe it's not impossible, but the odds are very, very low. Whatever it is, I've always been a fan of that, and It's good motivation. It's good, and it's just cool to watch. You know what I mean? Unless you're just a fucking a negative person and you don't want to watch people succeed, and kind of let that fuel you. I don't know what to tell you there, but I like seeing that shit. It's cool to see. Again, it can be in any respective field. It could be a fucking chess player. If I start to hear someone doing something that was considered impossible in their field and they do it, I'm gonna want to check it out. You know what I mean? That's just me. But anyways, let me focus on the workout. I'm switching it up. Normally, I would start with a row, which I love doing and I will probably continue to do. But this is one of those things where I'm just kind of like throwing a wrench in things, trying to throw my body off a little bit. So I'm gonna start with lat pull downs, and I'm actually gonna try to finish with chest supported bent over dumbbell rows, which would again normally be what I start with. So we'll do three kind of heavy sets and then follow up with a couple lighter ones. And then I'll try to pick a weight. This is where it's gonna be tough. That's just right, where it's pretty heavy on the dumbbell rows, but not too heavy and not too light. I would like it to be maybe on the first set I get 12, 13, 14, something like that. And then by the third set I'm, struggling at 10. But anyways, that's the idea. This probably won't be the heaviest I go on this unless my memory is doing me a disservice here, which it might be, and it does often. But I think I was even worked up to where I add a couple fives on top of here. Let's just do a fucking set. Let me get locked in, get hyped up. Let me throw the hood on. I can get a good sweat going. Not that how much you sweat is a direct indicator of a good workout because it's not, but I think it'll just kind of get me loosened up more. So set number one. Um, well, number of reps really I don't know yet. So let's just do one and see. All right, I maybe had no. I feel comfortable saying I think I had one more in the tank, which would have had me at 15, which is just that's a little too many reps for what I'm trying to accomplish with these first three. So I'm going to. It's been a while since I started with this, so what I mean. I'm trying to remember. That's one of the downsides of switching things maybe a little too often. But I'm gonna try to add a couple of fives on here, or should I just start with one? I guess the smart thing would be to just start with adding one, and then if that fuck, I don't know. I only have two more this heavy. So part of me kind of just wants to throw a weight on here that if by the third set I only get 8 reps, I'm kind of okay with it as long as they're good reps, because then I'll lighten it up and you know make up for what maybe some might consider a low rep set. Like I said, I'll make up for it with the lighter sets, and I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. I already got them on there. Let's just fucking do it. Two more. I want this to be a fucking blistering barn burner of a set because I know, or at least I have a very good feeling and suspicion that the third set is gonna drop off quite a bit, probably in quality and quantity. So, and this is where a lot of in your training intuition kind of can really, with more experience, you build better intuition, and it can help your workouts a lot. If I know um, that this set is gonna take a lot out of me, but I still have one more after this, and I also pair that with when I say not every set needs to go to absolute failure. If you're doing 12 sets of back, maybe half of that, six of them, you should. Um, so picking and choosing which ones, it's like, how do I do that? Well, this is where intuition again can play a part. I know this one, I'm gonna have more energy, more strength, and more endurance than the one after this. So this is the one that I really want to attack it. Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna attack both and give them both good intensity. But I think you guys know what I'm saying. This is gonna be the money maker set, if you will. So max reps here. Ah. Whew. That went about as expected, I think. I did like nine or so, pretty clean, and then I got an extra two or three or whatever after that, with more cheating with each rep. All right, man. One more with this weight. Ah, holy shit. You guys have heard of Michelangelo and Donatello, Raphael. What's the other one? Leonardo, the four Ninja Turtles. My goal is to be the new one, the fifth Ninja Turtle. Change my name to Brandonello. I may have to work on that. I have to find something different, but oh my god, my lats are so full right now. Fucking love it. The best feeling. I mean, like Arnold said, one of his greatest quotes ever. The pump, it's like having sex with a woman. And he says, "You believe how much I'm in heaven, or I'm coming, something like that. I'm coming backstage. I'm coming when I pump up in front of 10,000." Dude, that has to be one of the greatest quotes ever. Maybe I'm a little biased because I love bodybuilding, and Arnold is one of the guys, you know. But fuck, what a quote, man. All right, one more, a nice little drop set, and then I'll try to move on to chest supported dumbbell rows. Man, this song had me locked the fuck in. I mean, I was dialed in. I think I did more reps on this fifth set than I did the fourth with the same weight. That's what a good song choice can do for you. I have no words. I guess that's a good thing because that means that was a perfect way to finish. Holy shit. My back is burning so bad. All right, let's move on. Like I said, I got nothing. That was good though. my grip is already kind of shot. I was picking these dumbbells up, moving around just a little bit here where I got them right where I wanted them, and I was having difficulty even doing that. Now it could also just be because I'm kind of going right into it. I haven't had a lot of rest. I mean, it's maybe been 3 minutes, which is usually about what I do. Um, but I'm gonna have to make sure these Versa grips are nice and secure on these dumbbells. Because if not, I definitely think it's gonna affect the set a little bit. So, but I got the 110s. That might be too much weight actually. But I think for 3 sets, if I was doing 5 sets after doing 5 sets of that, I definitely would have went lower, maybe the hundreds. But since I'm only doing 3 of this today, maybe with a drop set too. But I think the 110s, I think I can handle them. But I might be hitting those words after a set or two here. We'll just have to see how it goes. If it's bad enough, I'll lower the weight. But I mean, hopefully I don't have to. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I did it, but I feel like I was rushing. I was rushing the reps a little bit. I don't know. I'll try it again. I did enough reps that I think, even though I slow them down just a tick more, I think I'll still be in a good rep range. I mean, again, I might eat those words, but I'll try it again. All right, the pump is starting. Or it might even be past the point of starting, but it's getting pretty serious, which is awesome, right? That's exactly what I want. But let's try to take it one step further. And we're going to do this final set here, paired with a drop set. And if I play my cards right, this is going to be pretty gnarly, pretty brutal. There's still a good chance that I'm going to do one more exercise after this, but I might only do maybe one big superset to finish or just a couple sets. We'll see. But I know this right here is going to do a lot for me. So, Ah, shit. Almost lost the glasses on that one. Holy shit, yeah, that did the trick. Just like I knew it would. I feel that shit in my neck even. Holy crap. I think I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna do one more exercise, but it's only gonna be one set and kind of like a superset if I can. Maybe just one set with one or two drop sets. But I think anything beyond that, I'm gonna be in that junk volume range. And I could even make the argument one more set is in the junk volume range, anyways. But if it's just one set, I don't think it'll hurt. But it's when a person starts doing junk volume and a lot of it. There's a lot of it, rather than just one extra set. Just maybe you're just trying to cap your workout off with a high rep, high volume set. That's one thing, like I'm about to do. But if a person does that times five, like 5 sets or 6 or even like 3, I mean, I don't know. I'm just not a fan. Junk volume is the literal definition of wasted time and energy. You're doing all this extra volume for nothing. Again, I mean, I'm making the argument for just one good junk volume set, just to get a high rep set to finish, get a lot more blood in that muscle for the pump. But beyond that, I'm not a fan. All right, let's do one more, like I said. All right, this is my audition to be the fifth Ninja Turtle. Complete it, make it a full coalition. Four is just not enough. You need that fifth, you know. And I believe, well, we'll see in a second when I lose the shirt, but I believe I'm getting close. Like I said, this is the first audition, so you gotta give me a little time to improve, get better. But I think I'm getting close to having that turtle shell back. You know what I mean? Haha. All right, man. What a fucking good workout. A really good workout. Do I need to? No, I think that's pretty good. I might step back a little farther, actually. Yeah, let's check this shit out. I am super pumped up. Let's get it while it's hot, you know. All right, the first audition of many, I am sure, because I'm definitely not gonna quit training. Um, back is still gonna be twice a week for the foreseeable future. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do I make the cut for the fifth Ninja Turtle? Is that turtle shell back good enough? Is it ever good enough though? I mean, I think if you ask Ronnie Coleman if he thought his back lat spread and back double bicep was good enough, he probably would have said no. Even though in our eyes, us mortals, we would all kill to have that. You know, that was like the best combination of mass and detail in a single person, probably that's ever gonna never gonna be duplicated. You know, so but even if you ask him, he'd probably say no. I could have done more. I could have been, just this little bit better here or there. So I mean, is it ever good enough? No. I mean, maybe to some people, but sorry, I hate to say it. Those people probably are never really gonna aspire to do anything great. I'm sorry, but the truth can hurt, you know. And I'm not even gonna say I'm even gonna get to that level, but I'm trying, and that's really all someone can do, you know. Just try, enjoy it, enjoy the journey, because I feel like that is the most important thing. If you can't enjoy the journey and you're constantly just looking to the end, looking to just get to that destination, looking to just hit that goal and get it done. I mean, come on, just think about it. How far do you expect to go if that's your approach? And not every day are you going to come in here and enjoy it, because there's plenty of days where I come in and I don't enjoy it at all. It's a drag, it's a struggle to even get through. But there is enjoyment in accomplishing that workout or whatever it might be that you're dragging through. And to start, you really didn't want to do it, but you pushed through, you persevered, you completed it, and there's enjoyment in that. But then there's also the days where you actually do, every single fucking rep just feels light, every set feels good, you have a crazy pump. But nonetheless, you got to find the enjoyment. However you get to that point, and day to day, like I said, it's going to be different. But each day, try to find enjoyment in something, and you will make it a lot farther. Seriously. But anyways, I'm done. I got super pumped. I feel good. Tomorrow, be chest. That always puts a smile on my fucking face. Let's get a nice little bicep shot in here, and then get that tricep hang. What the other one? All right, tomorrow's chest. Be ready.